What's up, guys? This is Behind the Dice, back at you with another Star Wars Destiny video. And we have a little bit of breaking news here from Fantasy Flight on their website. They have announced their next Star Wars Destiny set. It will be called Convergence. And not only will it be a new box set, but we will also have two new starter sets, Obi-Wan and Grievous. So Fantasy Flight is starting to develop a little pattern here. If you remember back when Way of the Force just dropped, a couple weeks later, they announced Across the Galaxy. Now, Across the Galaxy just dropped not that long ago, and they're announcing Convergence. So, very exciting stuff. Let's kind of see what this article on Fantasy Flight is going to show us. I'm kind of looking at this stuff for the first time, so bear with me. First things first, a new kind of card up here, a downgrade. So let's kind of look at these. We have right here on the left a downgrade bounty called Wanted. After attached character is defeated, you may gain 2 resources. Very interesting. And then this other downgrade, target acquired. It's an intel. It goes on damage character only. And indirect damage assigned by attached character's controller must be assigned to attached character if able. Interesting stuff. So we're going to look more into these downgrades later. But yeah, so again, another new set now introduces a new kind of card for the game. Keeping it fresh, very cool. Kind of like what they did last set with the negative plots. Now we have, I guess you could say, a negative upgrade, a downgrade. Interesting. So we'll see how that goes. We also have a better look at some characters here. A Clone Wars themed Obi-Wan Kenobi, a new Jabba the Hutt, and a new Captain Phasma. So let's kind of go down a little bit more. So here's another downgrade. Death Mark. After attached character is defeated, you may draw 3 cards. Interesting stuff. So, alright, we have a better look at the new Captain Phasma. She is 12 health, a legendary, 18 for 1 die, 21 for 2 dice. Her die side is a 1 range, 2 ranged, 2 focus, 1 shield, 1 resource, and a blank. She reads, you may resolve your trooper dice showing damage as if they were melee damage, so that's very interesting. And her power action reads, roll 2 set aside first stormtrooper dice into your pool. Set those dice aside after they are resolved or removed. So I guess that's referring to this stormtrooper right here. Now, at first glance, it almost looks like a reprint of the Awakening's First Order stormtrooper, but there are some little differences here. First of all, it has the trooper tagline. I don't think the Awakenings one did. And also, it has a different symbol on the bottom right, and it has to correlate with this symbol shown on Captain Phasma's card. So I'm guessing they did something like this for the sake of the rotation coming up, so that you still have a non-unique First Order Stormtrooper to use in rotation. So they just made a new one. So very interesting. I'm really intrigued to see where this kind of combo goes. Obviously, they're incentivizing you to play this first order stormtrooper with Captain Phasma. So interesting. Yeah, I'm excited to see how that goes. We have a new Mace Windu. He is 11 health, 12 for 1 die, 16 for 2 dice. A really good dice side. 1 melee, 2 melee, 2 melee, 2 focus, a resource, and a blank. Very good die side there. He has a power action. Look at the top 4 cards of your deck. You may play an upgrade from among them. Place the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. If that upgrade was played on a Jedi, give it 1 shield. So I'm assuming you'd have to pay for the upgrade. It doesn't say for free. So if it doesn't say for free, I just kind of assume that means you have to pay for the upgrade. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's a very interesting power action. It kind of lets you go through your deck a little bit, play an upgrade, add another shield. So, not a bad power action. Looks like it can be pretty useful if you have enough actions in the turn to do that. So, I'm really excited about the die side here. Hopefully, he's a little more playable than last Mace Windu. But speaking of upgrades, we have a new lightsaber, and it's Mace Windu's lightsaber. It's a legendary 3-cost upgrade weapon. Another pretty good die side here. 1 melee, 2 melee, a +3 melee, 2 shields, and a special and a blank. It has a power action, spot Mace Windu to move this upgrade to him. And the special reads, deal 2 unblockable damage to a character. Then, if that character has 1 remaining health, defeat it. So, if you have a character the latter part of this special is a little bit situational. You're still doing 2 unblockable damage, but if they just so happen to have 1 remaining health left, it turns into 3 unblockable damage, essentially, and the character is defeated. So that could be a really good final blow. Obviously, if you were to pair this with like a Yoda type, that'd be very interesting. The special chain. I'm already envisioning Elite Windu, Elite Yoda, something like that. So yeah, very cool stuff here. I'm glad they made another Mace Windu. Hopefully, he's more playable than the last one, and I'm glad we're getting another lightsaber this set. So moving on from that, we get a better look at Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's 11 health, 18 for Elite, 14 for 1 die. He's a Jedi. His dice sides are 2 melee, 3 melee for a resource, double focus, 2 shields, a resource, and a blank. His power action, resolve one of your dice showing a value of 2 or more, increasing its value by 1. So you can use that with any of his first 4 dice sides. Get 3 shields, focus 3 dice, deal 4 damage for a resource. Very cool power action. It makes his die look a lot better. Spending 1 resource to do 4 damage feels a lot better than spending 1 resource to do 3 damage. And then doing 3 free damage on the 2 would also feel really good as well. So, at first glance, when you look at his dice side, you're like, yeah, I guess that's okay. The double focus is nice. The 3 for $1 kind of blows, but not bad. And then you kind of look at his point cost, 18. You're like, 11 health. I still have to pay for that 3 side, but the power action hopefully makes it somewhat worth it to do that. So, yeah, we'll see how he goes. He's going to be... he's a theme of one of the new starter sets, so I'm very interested to see how Obi-Wan is used. So we have over here Satine Kryze, whatever. Hope of Mandalore. Looks like she's also part of the starter set. 9 health, 10 for Elite, 8 for 1. Her die side is 2 indirect, a focus, a resource, 2 resources for a resource, and a blank. Her card reads, after you activate this character, you may re-roll 1 of your dice. So it can be any one of your dice, not just hers. I like that. Very interesting. Only 10 for Elite, so I'm curious to see who she would go with. The 2 resource for $1 is very intriguing, especially if you're able to resolve that die for free somehow. 9 health for 10 Elite isn't bad. Interesting character here. Again, very intrigued to see who she would go with. So that looks like that is the starter set. The hero starter set. Yep, there she is right there. So looks like after that we'll be checking out Grievous. Another Grievous. And it looks like this Grievous is also Clone Wars themed. So if we look at his card here, 9 health. This is like the complete opposite of the last Grievous. 9 health, 12 for elite, 9 for 1. His die side is 1 range, 2 indirect, 2 focus, a shield, a resource, and a blank. While building your team, the point value of each droid is decreased by 1. So if you're doing battle droids, you can have 3 battle droids with him. Okay, I see where this is going. So you would kind of want him to be sort of the main character of sort of some kind of battle droid build here. Because his power action is re-roll any number of your droid dice. So I'm assuming that means supports as well. Yeah, like the only I feel like it looks like he's gonna be very good with battle droids. I don't know who else you'd pair him with right now. The 9 health kind of blows for 12 elite. Looking at him now, he looks kind of not that great. But that could very well change. If you make him with a bunch of battle droids or super battle droids, this is very right now. It's just kind of meh, but I think it could go somewhere. So we'll see. Maybe there's gonna be like a yellow villain droid character thing that would go well with him. So we'll see. The jury's still out on him. He very well could be very good with the right build, but yeah, we'll see. And yeah, so that's the whole article. So there we go. Convergence. Some very interesting stuff here. The downgrades, a brand new mechanic here in Star Wars Destiny is very intriguing. 2 new starter sets is a very neat thing. We'll see how they do. And yeah, just kind of wanted to show off Fantasy Flight's new set here. Obviously, you can pre-order them. So if you want to do that, make sure you go on Fantasy Flight's website to do that. There's been no release date yet, obviously. So yeah, interesting stuff. Exciting times here. A new Star Wars Destiny announcement is always very fun to look at, and I'm very excited to see, with what was released now, what kind of stuff people will come up with. So this has been Behind the Dice, and I will see you on our next Star Wars Destiny video. Have a good one.